Today, I was thinking of doing something a little different and maybe showing you guys some behind the scenes of how Jared and I shoot content.
I can't take no loss, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground and it go off, yeah. Hit the ground and it go off, yeah. I can't take no loss, I don't even know what it costs, yeah. I hit the ground and it go off.
What is up, guys? So stoked to be back at the track. It's been a long 3 weeks. Gotten quite depressed. But yeah, at least this week we've got sun for the whole week, which is really cool. I was thinking of doing something a little different and maybe showing you guys some behind the scenes of how Jared and I shoot content and give you some insight on how you can maybe make your own Moto Reels, TikToks. I have made a MX Drills PDF, which is a TikTok series that's going to be coming out soon. Obviously, you just need to film it. It's on my website and you guys will be able to download it. It will ask you for a price and you can either pay $1 or download it for free. Makes no difference. And then you can also use the MX drills and try them out and send me a message if you have any questions, but you'll be able to reference. I will shoot each day's Moto drill so that you can reference and see how I did it if you don't really know how to do it. But yeah, that's the plan. I think let's get right into it. Okay, so this is Jared just getting some B-roll shots of my Levi boots. Another nice thing about the B-roll is it creates good anticipation for what's to come. Obviously, dope riding footage is the climax of the content.
It helps you transition as well. So if you don't know how to get from one scene to the other, B-roll is your best friend.
Okay, I'm gonna get dressed so long while Jared finishes filming some B-roll, and then we'll start shooting a little narrative story on the track. Okay guys, so we're gonna shoot section by section. Because we only have to do like a 1 minute reel, we don't have to film the whole track. So Patrick's still working on the track back there, so we're gonna start here. Can throw steezy whips over the tabletop, which is always nice. And then we'll make our way back to the pit area that side. And that should be more than enough footage for the 1 minute reel. So I'll see you guys in the studio when we start editing.
Okay, so we are in the studio. I got my glasses on. I've done some major rookie errors.
It's my first day.
I didn't press record. I pressed record on the camera, but I didn't record me editing. So I've basically done literally the whole B-roll part of the video already. So I'm just going to walk you guys through what it is I have done so far. Usually I will go on Spotify, find a song that I want to use on my Instagram Reels. I will download that song and then put that in Premiere Pro. Obviously I can't do that, otherwise I'll get copyright on Facebook. Otherwise I'll get copyright on YouTube. So I've picked up a song from Artlist. I'll just play it for you guys so you can hear the song that I've chosen. It's got a nice build up and then a break. So the build up section of the song will be our anticipation and B-roll. And then when the song breaks, that'll transition us to the riding footage. I then went and pre-chose the clips that Jared shot. There's a bunch of B-roll and then some riding shots. It just makes it easier to then edit. I don't have to, you guys would just be watching me go through footage for like an hour. And this whole process would be the exact same process if you shot on your cell phone or a different camera. It doesn't actually matter. The process is just the same. And then editing wise, obviously I'm using Premiere Pro. but whatever you use to edit would still be the same process. So I've started off with some establishing shots of the track and Patrick driving the TLB. We see me not getting dressed. I like show my jersey. You see the bike, and then, or actually, let me just play it for you so you guys can see where we're at.
Gotta keep the flame on max. I'ma keep it going till there ain't none left. Going till there ain't none. Keep the flame on max. I'ma keep it going till there ain't none left. Going till there ain't none. Keep the flame on max. I'ma keep it going till there ain't none left. Going till there ain't none. Keep the flame on. Gotta keep the flame on. Gotta keep the flame. Keep the flame. Keep the flame on.
Okay, so that's where we're at. I quite like it. We just need to add a warp stabilizer so we can get a little more cinematic-y feels on some of the shots. I think the TLB shot needs the warp stabilizer the most. The rest are pretty swazzy as they are raw, but I think I'll just put this whole section in a nest and then add a warp stabilizer, see how that comes out. But yeah, that is our B-roll shots, and now we're going to be getting into our riding. I've already framed this shot. I just don't know where I want it to start, really. I think we'll start it there. Let's see what that looks like. Now we're going to find the beat of the music. There's a high little click sound there. That's where we want it to cut to the next clip. And then we're going to grab the next clip here, where I've already chosen. Let's throw that in there. That is way too zoomed in. Let's weigh that back to 50%. I mean, you don't have to do it exactly to like the same position. It just needs to feel like it's from the relatively same position. And I think this shot, we're definitely going to speed ramp into slow-mo. Just how Jared said, B-roll's your friend, speed ramps are your friend. I'm not really sure how you would do speed ramps in a different software, but hopefully it allows you to do speed ramps because they work really well. So I think we're going to start the speed ramp from there, and then I think from about, I don't know, somewhere there. There's no real rules to the speed ramping. It's more about just how it feels, you know? Then we're going to find a beat somewhere here where we go back to, but we're not going to speed ramp back to normal speed. We're just going to, it's going to be a hard hit back to normal speed. Okay, there. Feel like that's the one. And then immediately after that, we'll cut to the next shot. We're going to unlink our sound because we want our sound to fade out after we hit the rev limiter. What I found is if like where you want to cut it is if it's in between frames, cutting it before is better than after. So now we're going to go find our next shot that we chose, which will be this shot. I'm going to start it here. Okay, so now in this case, we are not going to be able to cut to the next shot on a beat. So we're going to go off beat. And then when we hit the beat, we want to have some form of excitement in the shot. So let's go grab our next shot. Best thing about creative is there's no real right and wrong. There's fundamentals that you need to stick to. So now when it hits that next beat, we basically coming past the camera. And it works, I think. You guys will have to let me know if it works or not. And then on the next beat, because Jared's standing quite far away from the next corner, which is that long left-hander. So we're going to find this, okay. We're going to cut it there, because obviously our next shot is of that turn. Cut it there. I've just stopped it on the beat again, kind of. That frame is out of sync the whole time, so we're just going to cut it before it. 1 frame before. Even though it's 1 frame off on the timeline, when you watch it back, it looks like we've cut it to the beat exactly. This would be our next shot. So you can see we've come off of here and we're basically still in the air. So I don't know, something like that. As we said before, there's no right and wrong. Just kind of trying to match it up. It's not exact, but it'll work. I think that's it. Let's just play it back and check. Yeah. I don't actually know how long this reel is. Should have checked. It looks like it's under 1 minute, so we should be safe. Yeah. Let's play back this shot in slow-mo. Yeah, we need to be in the air a little bit longer. Oh, it's actually worked out perfect, because now the climax of the song is also ending now. Okay, let's play this back in slow-mo. Let's see what that looks like. And then I think we'll just sneak in like 1 or 2 B-roll clips here. Okay, and then there's a beat here where we're gonna transition. Cool. And then I think there was actually a shot, because we like half landing in a wheelie there. There was a shot. Yes. Okay, there it is. This was just in between shots. But we had already got this shot, obviously. So use that as a B-roll vibe.
Gotta keep the flame on max. I'ma keep it going till there ain't nothing left. Going till there ain't nothing. Keep the flame on max. I'ma keep it going.
So we started at 3:01 and we're finishing at 3:58. So I think we'll just end on this shot. Oh, right. I wanted to nest these B-roll shots and add a warp stabilizer. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So we'll just have to see if it works or if it doesn't. 50 is usually way too much. So we'll start at 5. If 5 is too much, then the warp stabilizer does take some time. So I'll come back when the soak is finished checking all the frames. Okay, so our warp stabilizer is done. I'll just play it back for you guys so you can see what it did to the footage. But it's basically removed like those micro jitters, and we basically get a way more cinematic feel. I set it to 5%. 5 seemed to be okay. So let me just play this back. That shot was very jittery, but you can see it's way more, it's got a way more cinematic-y feel. That's our warp stabilization, our cheap trick to cinematic feels. So we're going to fade out the footage on this shot, and that will be the end of our reel. Okay, and then I think we'll just obviously fade the music, so it's all in sync. That's our reel. So now that I've edited it in landscape for, let's say, the YouTube video, I would go to the sequence. We would duplicate the sequence, change the sequence setting size to portrait. Let me just delete this section. So we just have our reel part. Okay, now we're in the other sequence. Now I would go and obviously scale all the footage to fit the new screen size. Obviously, some of the shots will look better in landscape. So I just try and make the best composition that I can from the shot just by moving the position of the clip. And sometimes I'll animate the position. So like if I leave the frame too quickly. So basically I try and just get myself in the middle of the screen the whole time. Whether I need to animate the position so that I keep myself in the middle of the screen or whatever the case may be. Okay, sweet. So that's my process on Instagram Reels. hopefully you guys enjoyed and got some good insights as to how the whole thing gets put together. If you want me to show you how you can do it on your cell phone, just let me know down in the comments and I'll try and make a video, or Jared and I will try and make a video using my iPhone just with this same process. I don't know about editing. I can't edit on my cell phone, but yeah, I'll show you guys the process with the cell phone footage and we can even compare the two. Also, if you enjoyed the video in my office, just let me know, because then I can start brainstorming some ideas from the studio, because the weather is pretty crappy lately. The next video should be a training video in PE. Mario and I are going to Rover MX track to do some suspension setup, so I'll try to put a video together of that whole process and what we get up to at Rover. I don't even know when I think I was in high school the last time I rode at Rover, so it should be an interesting weekend, but also good fun. See you guys in the next video. Peace out, yo.
Gotta keep the flame on max. I'ma keep it going till there ain't none left. Going till there ain't gotta keep the flame on max. I'ma keep it going till there ain't none left. Going till there ain't gotta keep the flame on max. I'ma keep it going till there ain't none left. Going till there ain't gotta keep the flame on. Gotta keep the flame on. Gotta keep it, gotta keep it, gotta keep the flame on. Gotta keep the flame on. Flame on max. I'ma keep it going till there ain't nothing left. Going till there ain't gotta keep the flame on max.
2, 3, 4,